Hello and welcome to the Two Guys and Chris show. Great to have you listening here today. It's our Thanksgiving extravaganza show. I always enjoy it. Chris Kelly right here. There's Chris Demm right there.
Hello.
There's Biggie.
I'll start. I'm thankful for.
Please. Love to have
Yeah,
that.
the floor is yours.
Absolutely. We'll
All right.
be doing that all day. today.
I'm thankful for.
Yes.
Give me a minute.
All right.
We can come back to you if you'd like.
Yeah,
He's-
if you
listen-
could come back to me.
He's had a tough year. He's had a tough year. I just was thinking about it.
Yeah,
He spent a little time in the hospital this year.
yeah.
He had...
That was actually the happiest time.
That was well, starting with the top.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what we're thankful for.
Mhm.
They siphoned off 40-something pounds of fluid
Yeah.
from you.
Yeah.
Took a catheter right up the...
No. They didn't catheter me, remember?
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't
That's a big misconception.
What did they do to you?
They
Well,
put
you told me they had to take your
they
junk and it made it look so small.
Well, yeah, that for sure. But what they did was they put an external catheter, which is like a little condom.
That's right.
They roll on there.
That's right.
They didn't have to, as you just did, gruffly into it. So luckily, because that's a big procedure.
Right. So
That
they put
scares
a
me.
little catheter condom on
Yeah,
you.
and I can pee, but they didn't have to actually go inside me.
Okay.
Does the patient apply the condom catheter, or is that something that a trained professional does?
Trained professionals,
Right.
they have to look at it.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
They have to go and get it, and they siphoned off 41 pounds.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Of fluid, and they got that out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Went through a breakup,
Yeah,
had that happen to
yeah.
him this year. So as he looks around to see what he's thankful for,
IRS is after me again.
IRS, he's at, well, I forgot about that. You're
Yeah.
against the IRS. You've had issues there.
Your
Yeah.
car didn't work for a while.
Car went down. That's right.
Rebuilt the steering wheel.
Yep, rebuilt the steering wheel. Rent went up.
Rent's too damn high.
Rent is way too damn high.
Man,
Yeah, it's been a great year.
it's a tough one. So when you look, I'm thankful for our friendship. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I'll say. That's when I look there, I'm thankful that I have my best friend sitting right across from me.
You know, people like to say to me, "Hey, at least you're still here," and I don't even know if I'm thankful for that.
There's that. He is.
But if something catastrophic were to happen, you've met your dedeductible 8 months ago.
Oh, God. He said
I'm free living right now, baby.
in January, he said,
Sure.
I've met my development. He wanted, it's like, bring it. If health,
But it has to happen before the end of the year.
Yeah,
health crisis has 6 more weeks. You got
Yeah.
6 more weeks to really get it in.
I'm learning that Americans don't pay their hospital bills. By the way, because I am.
You're paying
And,
yours,
yeah,
and no one else
and
does.
apparently that's because I'll say, I'm like, man, these hospital bills are ridiculous. I'm on a payment plan for the next 3 years. People are like, I don't pay mine.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
that's right.
Apparently, they just don't come after you.
Yeah.
They don't?
No, it's like it could. I've heard varying things, but I guess where we are in our state, they legally can't call you a bunch to come after you. At some point, I think they can go to collections. They threaten to garnish your wages, but I've been told that in our state that doesn't even happen.
They don't even do that either.
No, for medical debt they can. So I'm like, what am I paying for?
That's why people don't have insurance.
Yeah.
They just say, I'll go to the hospital, get it treated, and what are you going to do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
yeah. Because
really-
every time I say something, I have people go, "But why are you paying?"
Yeah, what are you doing? We're trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
You're trying to do the right thing
Yeah.
and not be a suck on society
But-
like some and many are.
Yeah.
See how this
We've
is
already
this
done-
is Thanksgiving.
He's sour.
This is what we're thankful
This is
for.
Thanksgiving. This is what we're thankful for.
You know what, Biggie? He's going to send his blood pressure up again.
That's right.
My blood pressure.
Come join me.
If you weren't listening later in the program yesterday, Kelly shared his latest medical diagnosis.
I couldn't believe it.
Join me on the high side.
I couldn't believe it.
Living the high life.
We are living the high life.
Yeah.
Biggie and myself, we're on the high side.
Of blood pressure we're talking about.
Yes, went for my physical on Friday, and he said he took my blood pressure. The nurse did, and she said it's a little bit on the high side. And then he came in and said, "Yeah, you're a little on the high side on blood pressure.
Let's do it again.
Let's do it again." He did it again. It's the exact same readings. And, all right, you're on the high side. Now he said you've got a cold. You're on cold medication, so that could be driving it up. Still, I'd like you to stop on your way home and buy a blood pressure machine. I couldn't believe it. I thought, how old am I? I'm
Where
buying
do you
a-
even go for something like that? Did you know? Did you have to ask?
Well, I had to ask. I said, where? I said, what should I do? What should I do? And he said, stop at CVS or Walgreens or a drugstore you like, and they'll have them, most likely. Walmart has them. He said, any pharmacy. I didn't know that. And so I did and went in there and embarrassingly asked, where's your blood pressure?
Is it near like the home bedpans and walkers?
It's right next to him. It's exactly where it is. Yes, and I knew.
You need a bedpan too, sir? I do not.
How dare you? How dare you? What do I look like?
I can stand to urinate.
That's exactly right. I'm ambulatory.
That's right. Oh,
Thankful.
That's a word we learned this year.
Ambulatory.
We can be thankful for.
We're thankful he's still ambulatory. We're thankful that my blood pressure is not so far through the roof that it's caused catastrophic issues yet. Although, if you missed this yesterday, after buying the home blood pressure machine, I went home the next day. I was like, all right, let's see what this thing is now. And it was, as soon as I did it, it blinked red at me. It's, go to the emergency room right now. I couldn't believe it. And my wife saw the red light flickering off my forehead. And she goes,
is that bad?
what's wrong?
You know what I loved in that whole exchange, too? This is such a men and women thing. She said to you, did you read the directions? And you said no. And that's what we don't. Men don't.
Yeah.
We rip the box apart and we go, I can run this.
This goes on the arm, right?
Plug in, go on arm.
Exactly. And I felt like, even if I do it wrong, who cares? Just do it and see what it says. And then, of course, it gives you a really high reading. And now then she gets concerned. And, oh, man.
In the past 24 hours, Kelly, is it fair to say that your wife has done exhaustive research on high blood pressure?
Yes. And
she's offering to bring you special products home now.
NyQuil for those impaired by high blood pressure, because as I get over this cold, she says, okay, this is what you have to take now. From now on,
you can't take regular.
Your medications will be for those with high blood pressure. But I still am fighting that I don't have.
That's going to do it.
I can't.
It's going to tick up.
I can't. It's stressing me out, even thinking about high blood pressure. Most people said, I bet I got 200 emails saying, get rid of that machine. Those machines don't work.
The home machine.
The home machines don't work.
Yeah.
Many people said that. And I'm wondering if...
Are they dying?
Yes. That's what I'm thinking.
Are they slowly dying?
I equate it to this. It's like people, you have the home blood pressure machine. Everybody says it doesn't work, but really they just have high blood pressure, and they're not, like, how could it possibly be that high? It's like when you put in your stats on the government's website about your weight, and it comes back and says you're obese, and you look at it and go, they're out of their mind. That chart is wrong. Everybody says that. It's like, oh, come on. That's outdated. That's ridiculous. Well, really, maybe we're just all obese or overweight.
I mean, unless you get wildly different readings,
well,
within a 30-minute period.
Well, I did. I went, my top number went from 194 to 174 to 152. So it was there, it's 40 points down in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not going to try it again until after the holiday and after I get over the cold completely. I'm going to give it maybe until Monday, and then I'll do it.
Can you bring it in?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Can we see it?
Yeah, why not? I'll bring it in.
We should all try it.
Yeah, and see what your blood pressure is. That's a good idea. Yeah, I'll be glad to bring it in. Why not?
Blood pressure Monday?
Blood pressure.
Let's make it Tuesday. Let's give a day after the holiday.
After the holiday. That's a high sodium holiday.
Well, yeah, it is.
This is a high sodium holiday.
Probably the biggest.
Yeah.
Good news. We have our insurance meeting on Tuesday, too, I believe. Let's take it before and after that.
Perfect.
Yeah. We'll use one as a sort of a control, a baseline.
A base. And then go into that meeting. That's a great point. Tuesday is our insurance.
Find out what they're not going to buy, damn buy.
That's right. And why do we even buy this? Why, and what they're not going to pay for.
Yeah.
What they're not going to damn cover.
Just
how your rates go up.
Leave it hooked up during the meeting to one of us.
Yeah.
As we...
Beep, 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 beep. What's that noise?
I see red flashing lights in the corner.
Now I'm going to show you a number, and it's going to seem high. Okay.
Yeah, we're going up this year. The price of insurance is going up. It just makes my blood boil, and I can't afford to have it
boiling.
To hear Biggie say that nobody pays, and they don't. And I think that's probably
I don't think Biggie or Dave was around last week when our head of HR came into the office off the record, and he was just talking, just kind of giving us a sneak peek, and the two of you breaking down the insurance racket was something to behold.
We do that. Health insurance.
Yeah, all sorts of vividly grotesque descriptions of body parts.
I'm not going to. Yes, that's right. And then
just childish.
Well,
childish.
Yes.
Conversation
back and forth about insurance costs and what health insurance,
what body position, one might assume. Off the record.
Listen,
it's off the record.
The guy came in from HR. He's a good friend, and he goes, "Do you see my email? We got an insurance meeting next Tuesday." You know what I said? Let me get the lube and bend over.
And I said, please excuse me from this. But I couldn't. I was blocked.
He's blocked. Barry's blocking the door. He goes, well, it goes up every year.
And these two yimmering and yammering.
Aren't you in charge of it?
That's right. That's
if you were telling me to get the lube, then I got a real bad feeling.
I just said, let me get the lube and I'll bend over and we'll get ready for the meeting on Tuesday.
Here it comes again.
That's how we talk. You know, that's how
off the record.
Off the record, that's what you say. Yeah. And then you talk, and then I said to him, what if I just say, hey,
yeah, this is my favorite. When you two are going to go outside the system.
At first I said,
be rebels.
Let's go outside the system and
let's just marketplace this thing.
Marketplace it. I don't think it ever works.
Well, what I love is the commercials are running for the marketplace. Now it's like, hey, I got health insurance for $9 a month.
Yeah, right.
You go on there, it's like, it's actually $318 a month. And you're like, where are these commercials for $9?
For a family, it's like $1,800.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like crazy prices for it. And I said, baby, I said to him this. I said, you know what? This is before I knew I had high blood pressure.
Sure.
I said,
I
might just roll the dice and not get any insurance. And then our head of HR is like, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's legal. I don't know if that's legal, man.
You can't say that around me.
I said, who's going to
watch me be a suck on society?
I said, who's going to say, why don't I start? Why don't I start sucking off society? I mean, surely I'd be good at that. You know that.
I'll tell you one thing I'm opting into this year. Man, I almost did last year and it would have paid too. We have those options where you can opt in, like, hey, if you end up in the hospital or you get a disease, you get $10,000.
Yeah,
I almost opted in last year and didn't.
Yeah, it's a jackpot.
It is.
It would have,
but I would have gotten like a check for like $10,000 had I done it. And I'm like, dang it.
Absolutely, of course.
Now next year, I'm opting in.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
it's just like buying a lottery ticket.
Yeah,
and then they also go over the stuff. When we have our insurance meeting, they go over the stuff like, well, if you chop off your little toe, we'll give you $200.
Inevitably, someone asks, well, what if I lose one arm and part of another arm?
That's $10,000. We'll give you $10,000 for that.
I told you back in my real bad debt pizza days, they would send that pamphlet out, and we'd look.
This makes me squeamish.
Oh, body parts you can lose.
Yeah, and I'd be like, I don't know, man. I think I can walk without a pinky toe.
You're right.
Well, how are we going to do it? Well, we got to make it look like a can of sauce fell on it.
Yeah. I don't think they'll buy the pizza cleaver hitting it.
No.
Insurance might red flag that
when
one.
You start talking about the ways you do it, it's like,
it's $2,500 worth of pinky toe.
25 is pretty good.
Can you slam my hand in the walk-in door?
Yeah, no, that's hand and finger were high.
Oh yeah,
mangled hand.
But I didn't want to.
Pinky finger.
Yeah,
what's that, like about $5,000 isn't it, for pinky finger?
Oh yeah, probably gone up since then.
Probably. You lose a thumb ought to be worth at least $70,000.
The most.
Thumb. Yeah, we talk about that every year at this time when it's insurance time.
Well, because depending on how much it goes up, I might be having that conversation with one of you.
Yeah.
Once again,
but you won't be able to do your new Apple Watch two-finger
right.
thing. How
can we make it believable for you to lose a thumb or a pinky? What has to land on you from our office?
One of you.
Yeah, I'll have to.
I'm gonna need one of you to crush me or something and fall on me as we go down the stairs.
I don't know if that's going to work. Yeah, we got to really somehow get your finger off.
Or what we do is we time it. We send someone to the roof with a bucket of paint, like they used to do in the 1920s and 30s.
Yes.
And just drop it when Biggie's going to his car.
Exactly. And drop it on you. But if we miss the first time, God, how many days in a row did that happen? How much paint?
That's a lot of paint out here.
You're doing a lot of paint. You're doing a lot of
There's a lot of dried paint by this doorway.
That's right.